Welcome into the San Francisco 49ers Report. Chase Sr. here with you. And coming up, are the Niners going to make a big change on offense during the 2025 campaign? We're going to dive into that. First, I do want to begin with this Niners-Seahawks, a great rivalry inside the NFC West, a great rivalry inside the walls of Chat Sports. It's always F. Seattle on this program, and for the faithful, and you take a look at our sub-battle. The amount of subscribers picked up this week on both channels. The 49ers Report, 93 new real ones have locked us in and hit that subscribe button over the last 7 days. Seahawks today at 90. It's way too close for my liking. I don't want to see Seahawks today come back and get a victory like what happened late last year when Geno Smith ran that touchdown in. Let's leave no doubt. Let's leave Seahawks today in the dust. Let's crush them. And all you got to do, hit that subscribe button for the best daily Niners news, analysis, rumors, buzz, and Niners talk right here on YouTube, which comes your way every day right here on this channel. So earlier this offseason, the Niners made an interesting move. And in the process, it was an admittance that last year they were missing an important element of their offense that they had in years prior with the likes of Charlie Warner and Ross Dwelley. San Francisco signed tight end Luke Farrell. And if you're not familiar with the player, he hasn't been a big producer as far as being an elite receiving threat at the NFL level, but he is important for what the Niners like to do on the offensive side of the rock. 27 years old, fifth-round pick out of Ohio State by Jacksonville in 2021. Excellent size at 6'5", 250 in the pre-draft process, clocked around a 4.8 40-yard dash, and he had spent his entire career up until signing with the Niners with the Jaguars from 2021 through 2024. And when I say that he was seldom used in the pass game, I wasn't lying to you, because why would I ever do that? Up to this point in his career, only has 36 catches for 318 yards, and he has not found the end zone once. Now, I freaked out originally when the Niners signed him to the first reported deal. And then a few weeks later, we found out that this is the contract. And it is not a bad deal for San Francisco, given the importance of what Farrell poses for this Niners offense. It's a 3-year contract worth $15.75 million, only $11 million in guaranteed money. That comes out to $5.2 million per year, the going rate for a quality tight end two across the NFL. But why this signing is pivotal for San Francisco last year, and this is what I was alluding to earlier, the Niners really missed a tight end two who could be a quality blocker, and that's both blocking in the run game and in the pass game. We also know that the Niners last year struggled mightily on third downs. They really struggled in the red zone because Eric Saubert, Braden Willis, the backup tight ends on this Niners team outside of George Kittle were not trusted blockers, nor were they capable blockers. Farrell is, and he's one of the top blocking tight ends in the NFL. And in Kyle Shanahan's offense, that's a really important role. We saw last year they missed it. 2024 pass blocking grade, 82.6 last year for Farrell when he was playing with the Jags. His run blocking grade, pretty solid at 61.9. Now, yes, the Niners did bring back Ross Dwelley, but clearly with the investment that they made in Luke Farrell, San Francisco believes that he is a better player than Ross Dwelley. And the addition of Farrell could free up George Kittle as a receiver. And that is the big change that I'm talking about here on the show. You combine the addition of Farrell with the trade of Deebo Samuel. It's going to open up a lot more targets and a lot more opportunities for Kittle through the aerial attack, which makes so much sense for San Francisco and makes them a better offense. And once the Niners traded away Deebo, I was thinking that just means that George Kittle is going to get more targets and opportunities when Brock Purdy slings him the rock, because Deebo is a guy who was demanding 60 to 100 targets per year. And I just think that this Niners offense is at its best when Kittle is a marquee target in the pass game. He has developed a great rapport with Brock Purdy. He is so dynamic picking up yards after the catch. He is so sure-handed with trusted hands. And the more that you can target Kittle, the better your pass game is, especially in the red zone. Enough with some of the gadget plays and trying to force-feed Debo the ball. George Kittle is the better, more dynamic player who is a great player with how Kyle Shanahan likes to call plays, how he likes to design plays, and in this Shanahan offense. And here's what I'm talking about, too, to further elaborate on this. Last year, San Francisco went with multiple tight end personnel on 13.6% of their offensive snaps, according to Summer Sports. That was down from 22.3% in 2023 and 24.2% the year before that. So in 2022 and 2023, the Niners were utilizing two tight end sets, including a lot of 12 personnel, very often. Last year, those percentages dropped sizably. And last year, Kittle also stayed into pass block on 11.6% of the team's passing plays, according to Pro Football Focus. That was his highest mark since 2021. In 2023, when the Niners played more multi-tight end personnel, Kittle was on pass blocking on 7% of the team's pass plays. The year before that, he was at 7.6%. When you take George Kittle away from making plays in the pass game, and he has to be used as a blocker more, because clearly Kyle Shanahan did not trust the other tight ends to block, it impacts your pass game in a negative way. And so it only makes more sense to utilize George Kittle more when he's catching the rock from Brock Purdy, because he's so elite at his craft in doing that. And it's pretty wild that even though Kittle has had to block a lot throughout his career, and prior to Brock Purdy, he had pretty subpar, mediocre quarterback play, he's still been able to put up this type of production, and he's still been able to go to all of those Pro Bowls and be named to 5 All-Pro teams. But the last 2 years, I think this is a big reason too, why the Niners gave him that big contract extension, making him the highest paid tight end in football, is because he's not showing any signs of slowing down. And he has really come alive with Brock Purdy. Purdy replaces Jimmy G in 2022. Look at Kittle's touchdown numbers. 11 in 2022, 6 in 2023 when he was a first-team All-Pro, and 8 in 2024. And the last 2 years, he has gone over 1,000 yards in each of those years while having to block a lot. Now, that is also due to the fact that the Niners do have some offensive line questions, and they haven't addressed that to the likes of what I would wish they would address that offensive line to that degree. But my goodness, it goes to show you just how special, how dynamic, how one-of-one of a weapon George Kittle is. And the addition of Luke Farrell is going to give Kittle more opportunities to catch and reel in footballs from Brock Purdy. And locking him up, locking Brock Purdy up, a smart investment because of how well they have played together. And it gives your young franchise quarterback a go-to weapon, and Kittle has been that for Purdy. So will Kittle go over or under 1,000 receiving yards in 2025? Last 2 years, he's gone over 1,000 yards. Type O for over or U for under. As always, join the conversation down in the comments section and join the movement. If you're faithful to the Bay, these shirts, thanks to our friends at Fanatics, are on sale for just $18. All you have to do, use that link down below, chatsports.com/faithful. In addition to talking Niners here on YouTube, I'm always talking Niners on my social media pages. Find me over there at Chase_Senior on X and Instagram.